I do regret one thing, man. I did not bring a bottle of water up here, and it's gonna get hot. YouTube, Glow Gang, MFFLs. I'm sorry, Glow Yard. I got it, King. Don't look, man. Don't dump me, man. I got this, bro. I got it. We'd like to welcome y'all to a brand spanking new episode, guys, of We Talk Mavs here on the Glow Mavs production. Of course, you guys already know who I be. You see the name up here. What's that, King? Right here. It is your boy, Real. And joining me, of course, is the man, the main man of the show with the crisp Jalen Hardy. Was it Ignite jersey? G League Ignite. It is my boy King. What's up, man?
Nothing much, brother. Let's talk about these Mavs.
Yes, sir,
Oh,
man. You
also,
already
sorry,
know.
hold up, real quick. You
Yeah,
already
my
know.
bad.
I'm
Go ahead. I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'm
Cutting
stepping on your
myself
toes,
short.
man.
I apologize. Also, for everybody that cannot watch our beautiful faces, please follow us on every single one of your favorite streaming platforms. We're available on every one of them, from Apple to Amazon to Anchor and anything in between. Spotify as well as above. My partner's nice head. Pause, but keep going on that one, brother.
Oh man, that was good. I needed that one. But yeah, like you guys, you heard him. Listen, guys. Also on shout out to the man in the chair. He told me if I don't say this, then he's gonna fire me. So I gotta say this. But you guys can now. I know a lot of you guys were asking how you can support the channel in a different way. We are now taking donations through the streaming of our podcast now, guys. So if you guys are following us on podcast, you guys can give us a little donation on the podcast for the streaming side of it, not on YouTube, but if you're streaming it on the different podcast streaming services, guys. So if you find it in your heart to donate a little bit, guys, we definitely appreciate that. We try to put in a lot of work for this channel. Yeah, see King with the heart, man. We definitely appreciate that. So if you guys are listening to us on the podcast streaming services, guys, if you find in your heart to place a little donation, you now can do that now with the different streaming services. Uh, let's see, what else am I missing, bro? I think that's probably about it, King. Man, you ready to get into it? Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, guys, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. That'll go a long way on our way to our the next goal of getting to our first 800 on our way to 1,000. Also, guys, if you enjoy the content, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button, guys? That'll help us out a lot. That'll help us build up the algorithm. That'll help us reach more and more Mad fans like yourself out there to join the Glow Yard family, guys. So that'll help us out a lot too. All right, can you ready to get into it, man?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
I mean, let me know if you actually are ready, man. If you're not ready, man, let me know. Okay, he said you're ready. All right. So listen, guys. Today, so this question that we posed here on this show was something that was brought up on our Spaces session on Sunday. If you guys aren't following us on Twitter, what are y'all guys doing? We have our Spaces. We have another kind of mini show on Twitter called Spaces. You guys can follow us on there. Y'all can join our Spaces, and you actually can interact with us. You actually can talk with us on the show, guys. So, but yeah, we had somebody brought up an interesting topic during Spaces, and I was like, you know what, this might be a great topic to talk about here on the show. And it's right now the way things are constructed with the Mavericks and the teams in the West, knowing what we know now. Where do we see the Dallas Mavericks placing in the West next year? So to help us with that, King, we're gonna need some visuals. Okay. So I pulled. This is the roster. I'm sorry, not roster. This is the standings from last season. So kind of give you an idea of where we were last year compared to what we think will happen this year. So kind of give you an idea of like teams you knew who fell off who could be good this year. Gives you an idea of all that. So here's what the this is what the standings looked like last year right here. So of course I know Phoenix was number one, Grizzlies two, Warriors three, Dallas was four, Jazz was five, Nuggets was six, Timberwolves was seven, Pelicans were eight, Clippers were nine, Spurs were 10, Lakers 11, Kings 12, and the Blazers were 13. I stopped right there, man, for a reason because you know those are gonna probably be the teams we're gonna have to compete with this year in the West. So there you go, man. So let's get into it, King. So looking at the standings right here from last season, knowing what we know, just kind of what do you who on that list do you think Dallas will be better than right now? Just as things are constructed right now.
I think as constructed regular season record, I mean the Mavs could be better than all of them. It's just it's just so close, man. I just think the Western Conference is so close. We had Phoenix that pulled away a little bit. Memphis did a little bit as well, but it was just pretty bunched up between the rest of them, as you see, between games won and games lost. I also think you discredited the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think they're going to take a step and fight for that at least
Oh
play-in
yeah,
tournament.
I think I had them on the bottom down there. I think it's just cut off.
Okay, but I think they're going to fight for a play-in tournament position this year. Blazers should, with a healthy Damian Lillard, even if they don't win championships, should play for a playoff position. I think the Lakers are probably, if the guys stay healthy, will at least play for a playoff position. Um, it's currently constructed. I think Utah could possibly make the playoffs if they get rid of Donovan Mitchell, and they're probably completely out of it. Uh, and then there's just a whole bunch of that. Everybody else, like the Clippers, a big what if, obviously, to see what they're going to do. I still don't think they're going to be like ridiculous with the regular season wins because I think they're going to, take care of guys and make sure Kawhi Leonard misses games and things of that nature. The Pelicans are a wild card team for me. I think they're going to win quite a few games possibly if they keep the same squad and everyone stays healthy because of their offense. I think their offense is going to be very good. I think the Timberwolves are going to win games as well. I think the Timberwolves should win over 50 games next year. Again, they may not have a successful playoff run, but I think they'll win over that. Nuggets are again a wild card. Depends on how Jamal Murray plays and Michael Porter Jr. being back at all and staying healthy. Um, Golden State is still be in the mix. I think. I don't know if they'll play for the number one seed, but they'll still be in the mix no matter what. They're older guys now, so they probably won't be able to play as many games to get the number one seed. And then even with Jaren Jackson Jr. missing time for the Grizzlies, I think the Grizzlies are still going to be a decent squad. That'll play and be okay. They may not be as good defensively, and they may not go like 20-5 or 25-5, whatever they did without John Morant. But I still think they'll be a decent team, and I think their guys will get a little bit better as well, even around John Morant. So it's just bunched up. I can see the Mavericks coming out hot. It's all about coming out hot, really. If they come out hot
Yeah,
and win from the beginning, then they should be playing for one of the top four seeds. If we struggle out of the gate, then we may be playing for 5, 6. Hopefully, I don't think the team is going to fall beneath 6 with Luke on the team as long as he doesn't miss. Excuse me, too much ridiculous amount of time or anything like that. But other than that, I think we should at least finish 6. But starting out of the gate hot, Mavs have to start the gate hot. If we start the gate hot, we could play for the number one seed. Tell you the truth.
yeah. It's kind of funny you said that because I was thinking that because remember this season Dallas came out the gate slow, and he
Yeah.
had to work their way back into getting up to the fourth. Well, really to the third because he was third for a game or whatever. Then they fell back down to four. But for them to come out the bottom, man, to move all the way up to a home court advantage in the first round, like you said, they just came out the gate the way they finished the season. Ain't no telling where Dallas could have finished.
Yeah.
Um, just looking at this list here, man, I'm not worried about the Spurs. Um, it was somebody else. Oh, and the Jazz. So I think you could take those two teams out. If I'm looking at it, I think the Suns are gonna come back down to the pack because with the whole Chris Paul thing, him kind of showing his age and kind of hitting that wall in the middle of the playoffs. A lot of people have it like the Warriors and the Clippers might be like one or two in the West. Um, some people are starting to pick the Kings to kind of be in there too. I'm not sure about that one.
No, not at all.
I could probably see them being in the play-in, but I don't know about them being in the playoffs.
Yeah, not at
Um,
all.
yeah, the Pelicans, like you said, it's going to depend. Like if Zion can stay healthy, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I could see them fighting for like that 6, 7 range. Um, who else? What's your opinion on the Lakers?
Um, I think if LeBron and AD are healthy, they're going to make the playoffs. Like I just
The
think they have to
playoffs,
make
it
the
would be in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
I think they make the playoffs. As long as LeBron James and
No
AD are
playing,
healthy,
going to the playoffs, just playoffs.
nah, absolutely. If they're healthy, playing majority of the year, they should make the playoffs. I do believe they make the playoffs.
So we got them at like top four.
No, I don't have them as top four. I have them bottom four. I have them bottom like two. I think they're gonna. It's gonna be like a successful season for LeBron to make the eighth seed. I think that's how the Lakers are going to play this year. But I don't like fear them. I don't think they're one of the teams that fight for the top four seeds. Not currently constructed. No, I do not. Unless Scottie Pippen Jr. is just amazing, and he's just this.
Or unless they make that Miles Turner, Buddy Hield trade that's been going around, rumored to be happening.
If that happens, yeah. But this is currently constructed.
Yeah, we're talking about currently constructed. Yeah, I agree with you, man. The Nuggets, I'm still. I mean, you told me that you one of the ones who told me, and I heard somebody else say this today. It was like, look what the Nuggets did without Porter and Jamal Murray. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not scared of the Nuggets, man. I'm really not. Um, this is going to definitely be a prove it year for Jokic, not only in the regular season, but regular season not so much going to be playoffs. Like he's going to have to show up in the playoffs, but we're talking about regular season here, like him getting the seeding. I can see the Nuggets maybe finishing between 4 and 6. I don't see them being a play. Like something's got to like drastically happen. Like Jokic got to be missing a leg, and then both Porter and Murray gonna have to be out. And like you said too, it's gonna depend on which Murray they get. Like which Murray are we getting? You know what I'm saying? So Porter, you can kind of it's like a coin flip. Is he gonna be able to play? Is he not because of injuries? Like you said in the last video, he's been having back injuries since high school. Like this has been a problem for him since high school. This is the reason why he dropped in the draft. He was supposed to be like top 3 in the draft, in Luka's draft, but because he had those back injuries in college where he didn't play a lot of games, which also was came from him being in high school, he also had those back injuries. That's why he fell down to the 14th. That's why the Nuggets took a chance on him as the last pick in the lottery. But yeah, it's gonna really depend on him because they paid him a lot of money, man. They paid him a lot of money for him to be that guy, to be one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? Like you said last time, you got money tied between him and Murray. Like we know Jokic's finna go out there and do his thing, but what them two guys gonna do?
Yeah.
So it's really gonna depend on the situation with those two, where they're gonna fall. The one team that's got me intrigued, King, you brought this up, was the Timberwolves. I'm interested to see how that dynamic of Rudy and Cat together playing together is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Moving Rudy to moving Cat to pretty much his natural position. He's really a 4. He's not a great rim protector or anything. So now they got a guy like that that's going to complement their perimeter defenders. And so that might bode well for the Timberwolves, man, where Rudy might not have to be left on the island anymore. He's going to have perimeter guys now to help him on defense. So Timberwolves going to be scary, man. They got the offensive firepower, and now they have the defense.
It's it's gonna go one of two ways. If it's gonna work, it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. That's how I see it working with the Timberwolves, and it has to work.
Yeah, it does. Exactly. I was just about to say that. And what did we say? What did we say in the last video? Or a couple videos ago, we said, look, it's one of those moves. If it don't work, somebody getting fired, bro. Like it has to work. Like we put all our chips in the middle of the table, bro, and it has to work. Yeah. Other than that, like what do you think about the Blazers? You think they'll move up or?
Yeah, I think they should fight again. Healthy Damian Lillard, I think they should fight for a playoff spot. I don't think they're another team, not top 4 team, no. But I do think they fight for a playoff spot.
So with all that being said, if you had to call it right now, where do you see Dallas finishing? Or let me do this. Let's do this. Let's just go down. Let's go down the line. I'm gonna ask you this because this is what I did with the guys on Spaces. Is Dallas better than the Suns?
Are the Mavericks better than the Suns?
Will they be better than the Suns?
They're gonna be around that. I'm gonna say yes, only because of the last record of us playing them. So yes.
That's what I was thinking. Would they be better than the Grizzlies?
I don't know.
Now I'm factoring in I'm factoring in the Triple J effect if him not playing. Now I know they did good with him out, and they did good with Morant out. But I look at it like this: they're still a young team, and remember, you were the hunter last year. People see what you did. You're going to be the hunted coming up.
I, I'll answer you just straight like this. From what I see right now, I think the Mavericks stay where they are.
Yeah,
If I had to choose it, I'm saying they stay where they are.
I'm gonna say Dallas gonna finish out of 4 or 5.
That's what I say they stay where they are. I'm gonna say four because I think they could win the first round series. So I'm gonna say four.
To be honest with you, I think they can win the first round series even at 5.
I think they could win it at five, but I'm gonna say it just because it makes them the favorite by saying four right now.
Oh, okay, yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's I'm not going into it as far as matchup. That's why I was saying about the Suns. If the Suns win 70 games next year, we're not going to sit here and say, well, last year the Mavericks beat them in the conference finals. If the Mavericks won 42 or something like that, you see what I'm saying? Like the season still hasn't played out, so we have to go based off just how I think it's going to happen. And I think the Mavericks can be the fourth best team in the West next year.
yeah. I can see that. That's what my mind is right now. The fourth. It's gonna depend on a lot of factors, man. If Dallas here in the next maybe week or so comes up when we see another trade come down, like say they get Beverly and a Bogdan or something, my mind gonna change.
Yeah,
But right now, as it's constructed, like we said, I'm with you. I got him at 4. And it's also going to depend on like that. What step is Christian Wood going to take?
yeah.
If he could take that next step that we think he can take, I got Dallas. Definitely got Dallas at 4.
So the Mavs won 52 games last year, right? Um,
Hmm.
how many games do you think they win this year? 55 at the most, if they can get there.
Vegas right now has them over under at 47.
You think they get over that?
Man, I don't want to sound homerish.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
it's
say 55.
you're gonna say 55.
I think it's
I
gonna be a lot of teams, and it's gonna be 50. Like I think 8 through 1 is gonna be 50s. I think it's gonna be like that year where when Golden State won like 50 games, they were like the 8th seed. I think it's gonna be like one of them cases because so many teams are coming back healthy next year.
so I would agree with you on that, but the reason that happened before is because the Eastern Conference wasn't that great. With the Eastern Conference getting better now, you can't just have 50 wins up and down the West with the East having
Right.
50 win teams as well. So, yeesh, that's why. Oh man, this is
And I
hard.
told you too. I think after we won 50 games this year, I think it's gonna be one of those cases with Luca,
We,
like how
we
Dirk
keep
was.
Yeah, we keep it fit.
Yeah,
That's why I said 55 just to get a little better. Maybe, but I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie
yeah.
to you right now.
I definitely think they're gonna win over 52.
I wouldn't bet. So you have a definite? I don't have a definite. I'm gonna say 50 is my mark of I would definitely try to go on that them winning 50,
Yeah, I
but
think they're gonna win 50. I think that's a
yeah,
given. I just don't, you know what I'm saying?
55.
Like,
I don't know if we. So I don't
so
know.
okay, so they win 51 and then get like the 5th seed. What kind of season is that to you?
I mean, it's what I expected. Like I expect them with this current roster. I expect them to compete for the second round in the playoffs. That's what I expect the Mavericks to do right now. So with this, no matter where they go, 50, 51, whatever, I think they should compete for a second round. Um, I'm really big. Like I told you, my mind would switch and it would sway real quick if we get another ball handler. Like I really think our bench is going to suffer right now without another ball handler. We need that. And if the ball handler could be another defensive guy, that'd be great. And my mindset goes back to we can be the number one seed, real tough, with that hole. It's just that big of a hole. As I told you, it's not JB and it's not his skill. Not to talk about him. I know folks are getting tired of him. It's like he's a curse word now. But it's just his role. Like I just need someone to fill his role so the game plan can be what it needs to be. And if we get that guy somehow through trade or signing someone or however we get it, then I'll be more, optimistic about the squad going into next year. And I think we are. I really think we are. I just think right now, just like I said, currently constructed, you asked me my opinion on that, and I'm saying around four. But I think once we get the piece, we can compete for the number one seed like anybody else.
So the level, I know we're not gonna get this. I know it's gonna be hard to get this guy. I'm not saying we're gonna get him. I'm just throwing this out here to kind of gauge how far you would move up with a certain type of player.
Mm-hmm.
If we had a Colin Sexton with this team right now, where are we at?
I think with any of those guys. So I think we can compete. We can compete for a number one seed with Colin Sexton on the team. I think we can compete with a number one seed with Patrick Beverly on the team. I think with any of those guys that fill that hole, that need that another ball handler, I think we can compete for a number one seed.
I agree.
Even without the other defensive guy, because we have another defensive guy. But even though we didn't get a wing defender, we got JaVale McGee, which will then help whoever he's out there playing with at any time. So I still think we become a better team. Like I know folks are still going on the Christian Woods better than JB. That's fine. He is. I actually agree he's better than JB. I think he's going to be better by the end of his career. But the role, I'm missing that role, that piece, that important piece. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be a JB. It can be a Patrick Beverly, and he fits it, and he makes the chain or the links or whatever churn and work. So we just need that piece, bro.
Agree, man. All right. You ready to get into this, man? How you do this? How do you do this, King? All right.
I don't
You
know.
ready to get into these questions and these comments?
Let's do it. I'm about to say you all brand new with this on the screen without still being able to talk. I like it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. Hey, every once in a while, man, you know what I'm saying? I gotta surprise you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Little razzle dazzle. You know what I'm saying? All right, gentlemen, y'all know how we do this, man. If you got any questions, you got any comments, guys, hit us with the WTN, guys. You know how we do it. If you're brand spanking new to the channel, and we finna get ready to get this thing popping, King. You ready?
Absolutely.
Let's start with Jeffrey, man. He said, "What's up? Always love your content. Appreciate it, Jeffrey, man. We definitely appreciate the support, man.
Definitely, Jeff.
Definitely
Definitely.
appreciate the support. He also says, "Glow Yard." Now, I hope that kind of hope y'all can kind of get used to that, man. Like, I'm
It
still
is,
getting
man.
used to it. King been around the house screaming "Glow
Hey,
Yard" all day, man. So
y'all make sure y'all go hard in
I'm
the
trying
glow
to get used to
yard.
it.
Make sure you go hard in the
Yes,
glow
sir.
yard. Come on, man. Stop playing.
Malcolm, what's good, man? He said "Glow Yard" at work tonight. Run it back, yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Jeffrey also says you still think Spencer Dinwiddie could be our second best player. Saw that he was in the lab playing with KD, working on his game. I think he'll have a better season this year for sure,
Yeah.
with a bigger role. As far as second best player, I'm not sure. Going to be a toss up between him and Christian Wood. Talent wise, Christian Wood is our second best player, but
Bro,
no, we got to see how we got to see how the offense and stuff runs with him in there now, because this is different from last year, y'all. We actually have a guy now at that position that is a threat on offense that doesn't have to go through Luca. You know what I'm saying? So we do have to see how Kid and them want to operate, and having two big guys now in the star lineup. We definitely want to see how that offense operates.
they're solidified, bro. They're solidified. Lucas is number one. Christian Woods number two. Spencer Dinwiddie is number three. Spencer Dinwiddie solidified himself as the number three last year when I was telling you guys that. And JB became the number two. And now we just plugged a different guy in the number two role. I don't think we're going to go all season with that question and who's the number two guy between Spencer and whatever. I think Christian Woods is number two and Spencer's number three. I think they're fine with that. Spencer's starting now.
Yeah,
He's fine. He's fine.
I can't argue that, bro. RC said, "What up, Glow? What's good, man? What is good?"
What up, RC?
Steven says, "What's the word in the new acquisition? Does he cook?"
The new guy we just got that played for Memphis and Portland or whatever.
In Atlanta.
Yeah,
From
Atlanta.
what it looks like, man, he can operate off the bounce. So
Yeah.
he's a scorer for sure. He's kind of in that same vein of a Jalen Hardy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, from what I've seen, man, he like he got a little skill to him. He's 26, so you don't have to too much have to groom him up type thing. You can help develop him a little bit more, like how Jason Kidd and them did JB and they did Dodo and those guys. They groomed them up. You can groom this guy up. He has the potential, man. He can score. He can shoot. He looks like he can score on all levels too. So yeah, I mean he's a nice little pickup. Not really expecting too much from him because he's a two-way guy, but yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Oh, Queen just says, "Glow Yard." Yes, man.
Road to 800.
Gotta I gotta get used to that. I'm gonna get used to it. He said, "Who's coming off the bench and who's the sixth man for D next season?" Probably Tim. It's gonna probably be Tim.
I just don't know who's dribbling the ball off the bench. I have no clue.
Tim this offseason is now going to work on his facilitating. He'll get you about 10 assists now.
Got you. So we getting Tim Hardaway Senior, my man.
Yeah, that's what we get, bro. That's what we get. Jeffrey says, "I feel like Nico will surprise us soon with a trade that will make this team deeper. Someone we didn't expect." And Jeffrey, I've been saying that it's what Dallas is known for. They hit you with these trades that you didn't even think of. You know, like, oh, we finna get Larry Bird and Magic Johnson in their prime. What? So where did that come from? I didn't even know that was I didn't know it was a thing. So yeah, no, I agree with you, man.
Yeah, something positive happening soon. We've been down for a second.
This is quiet right now. Somebody gonna make a move, man.
Yeah.
Amount says if the Lakers trade Westbrook for Powell, Bertans, and THJ, they're guaranteed a guaranteed chip. Let's get the narrative out there. Yeah. Let's help him out with that, man.
I don't know. Tim
Oh,
McMahon
man,
said that. Tim McMahon though said that the Mavericks have, but again, Rel, you know how it goes with the Mavericks. The Mavericks keep it closed lips, so maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Johnny B just says kind of late tonight. Yeah, man. Look, we got jobs, y'all. We got jobs, man. We try to get on as quick as we can, man. Deshaun says, to be honest, I see Dallas as a 5 or 6 seed at best. Could be higher depending on Wood, 3-point shooting, and McGee's ability to rim protect and switch on defense. And that's what I was saying, Deshaun. Like, it's going to really depend on, we kind of see this expectation for. You said JaVale McGee. Yeah, we do have it for him too because he's supposed to do something that the Dwight Powell didn't do. And he's supposed to be able to protect the rim to where our perimeter defenders can be a little bit more aggressive and not have to worry about having to keep continuing to scramble so much on defense, which makes them use a lot of energy. I can focus primarily on the perimeter now because I got a defender right there, which is why a lot of people think that Minnesota's going to do better because now you have a rim protector right there that's going to open up the game now for guys like Cat who don't have to keep scrambling around and have to worry about protecting the rim, something that's not his strength. And I think this is what JaVale McGee's going to do for us, man. He's going to help do something that we were missing sorely this year, which was rim protection and rebounding. And I think he's very solid in that in a small, limited time that he's going to play. So, yeah, I agree with you.
Got a question for you, Ralph, before the next question. Is JaVale McGee better than Kevin Looney?
I think he is.
I do too. All right.
Kevon Looney just excellently fit his role, man. And you got to remember, too, Kevon Looney's been in that system for how long?
A few years now.
Yeah, it's been a minute, bro. Jeffrey says, I kind of like the lineup with Luka, Spencer, Dodo, Wood, and McGee with Reggie and TJ coming off the bench first. Replace Spencer Dinwiddie and McGee and when Luka needs breathing, bring Spencer back in. Yeah, that's what we were saying, Jeffrey. Like, we would like that, but you don't have another ball handler to pair with Luka. Because remember, we had 3 ball handlers that you can rotate out, and now you only got really 2 competent ball handlers now in Spencer and in Luka. You know what I'm saying? So we just going, like I said, hopefully Dallas can do something here, man, in the next maybe few weeks or so. You know what I'm saying? That way we can we will feel a little bit better. Like I said, I think that's the one glaring hole. If they can get, like, say, a Patrick Beverly or somebody like that, I think I would feel a whole lot better about this season coming up. Because Patrick Beverly help your defense too. I think he'll make the defense better with his energy.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I like the lineup that Jeff gave. I just hope Reggie plays better off the bench this year than he did last year. If that happens, like, I just remember that experiment with Reggie, and we were like, "This is a failure," like Josh Richardson all over again. So
remember, Tim started over him. Remember, and they benched Tim and they put him in.
Yep.
Let's see. Johnny B says, unless it's versus the Clippers, the Mavs will win this first playoff. Oh my god, first playoff series. Johnny, he's still scared, man. He's still
scared. So that mean they're gonna beat Golden State too, Johnny B. You got to beat Golden State. They play first round.
Everybody but the Clippers, Johnny. So that means you're gonna beat Golden State, the world champs. Let's see. Johnny B also says, "Oh wait, did I read that? Oh, the Mavs will be a 50-win team next season. Bookie. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
believe it too, Johnny.
yeah.
I believe it. But I think
I think everybody believes that they better be.
I don't want to jinx anything and say nothing, but
Yeah.
yeah,
If
they
Luke
better be.
if
I'm
Luke is
telling you
healthy,
what I tell y'all over the offseason. I mean, yeah. Remember I told you I said I think after this season I don't see Luca having a team that's under 50 anymore. I really do. I really think they're gonna win 50 or more, like how Dirk used to do in his prime. So yeah,
until probably later in his career.
yeah. Hope he don't have two bad legs like Dirk. Melissa says, "Hey, guy, glad to join tonight. Yes, ma'am. Glad to have you, Melissa. We're definitely glad to have you." You see, Amount says, "Real, you say Bogdan and Bev. If that happens, I think we're the slight favorite over. You say
Yeah,
over Golden State to win the chip. Man, listen,
man. If they pulled that off, you're
man.
right. We probably are the favorite. I'm dead serious.
Oh, I am too. I told you, if you get something like that, that you almost man that'll add to the depth. Oh my god, man.
Hold up, and also Bogdan can play make as well.
Yep, both of them can play make. Like I said, we're
Mhm.
not asking you to go out there and get your 10, 11, 12 assists like Steve Nash or nothing. But I used this example during during the playoffs when I told y'all look at the way Golden State is built. You had all these players. Remember at one point their whole starting five had like 5 assists each,
Yeah.
and that's what we're talking about. When you gonna have so many people who not only can handle the ball, but if you can dish in about 3, maybe 4 assists here or there, that's gonna open up your offense. That's gonna take pressure off of Luka. We talked about that before. And like you said, Bardock can go out there and get his own. Pat can get his own.
Yeah.
Both of them can, like you said, can facilitate a tiny bit. Both of them can shoot. You know what I'm saying? So, and Patrick Beverly can help with Dodo and Reggie being our three defensive. Dodo, Reggie, and Javel. I'm gonna throw Javel in there too. It being our defensive staples. Hell, even Josh Green. You could and Frank. Throw them guys in there too. They can be your defensive staple, bro. Like man, yeah. But yeah, you're right, man. They got them too, man. Jeffrey says I got them winning 56 wins. Okay. Me and King said no more than about 55. I can probably see that. I can definitely see that. If everything goes right, I think they can get there. Like high ceiling, I can see 56. Low ceiling, I'm not going no lower than 50.
I told y'all with them pieces, we get the piece to fill, we still can compete for 60 games.
Jeffrey says where we're lacking in the playoffs, rebounding in size, and we won getting two big guys. Yeah, because now instead
Yeah.
of you having giving your majority of your big minutes to Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber, now you got Christian Wood and JaVale McGee.
Yes.
And JaVale McGee has championship pedigree, and Christian Wood one of the most talented big men in the league.
Yes. So we got better, Jeffrey, on that side of the ball, as you said, but I just feel like we got worse on another side of the ball. So I don't want you. We did get better at certain things, but at the same time, you guys have to understand that two things can happen at one time. We no longer have three ball handlers anymore. Like that was a big part of when our season changed last year was having three ball handlers. We no longer have that. So I'm just questioning like Spencer Dinwiddie was huge off the bench for games for us. Like now you got to have Tim. Tim has to be huge off the bench all the time. He better win six man of the year. Basically, I want Tim Hardaway Jr. to win six man of the year.
Tim better look like his dad out there. I'm not playing with you, King. He better look like his dad, bro. He said, "What do you think about the Grizzlies? Do you think the Mavs can contend against them?" Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I think we can.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we can. We did pretty good against them.
Yeah.
Sorry, pretty well against them this
Since Luke has
past
been in
season.
the
So
league.
I'm not worried about the Grizzlies.
Since Luke has been in the league.
Yeah, pretty much. Steven says you can't underestimate how beneficial their playoff run was going into next season. Dinwiddie could be our secondary ball handler, and we got big down low with shooting ability plus a better defense. Yeah, like I said, yeah, all that's true, Stephen. We still need that one more ball handler, man. That way
Yeah.
because who do you have facilitating off the bench
Yeah.
for
Spencer
the
was a
second?
third. Spencer was a third ball handler last year. So we moved on
Yeah,
to the
he's a third
second.
ball handler.
We need he can be our second ball handler, right? But who gonna be our third ball handler?
Johnny B says, even though I'm still not excited about the Dorsey signing, I'm intrigued about what he can bring to the table. If he can be a Reggie Bullet 2.0 at least,
Absolutely.
that's a win.
Absolutely, OG.
I think, like I said, Johnny, I think he got potential, man. I think I really do. Like, you're not asking him to come out there and be a starting and playing like 30 something minutes a game. You're not asking him to do that, but
Yeah,
you asking him to develop his game and get better, man. And like you said, to contribute. We got a lot of these guys who second round picks or weren't drafted and all that stuff, man. Just throw them in there with them guys, and you see what they're doing. So hopefully, Kid them can develop him, man. We saw a lot of the potential he had overseas. I know overseas is different, but basketball is basketball, man. If you can translate that over here into the NBA, man, I mean, sky's the limit with the kid, man. So yeah,
yeah,
I like him. I like the fact that he's already, pretty seasoned already. You know what I'm saying? That's no disrespect to AJ Lawson and them guys, but we see what this kid has done already with other grown men and also getting a taste of the NBA. So that's my thing. Oh, Johnny B says, King, you bogus for vanishing on space first. It was real. Then you, we never going to have one of y'all both there the whole time. Man,
I'm gonna
it's
be
all
there.
good. So, Johnny, I didn't hold it down, Johnny. I didn't hold it down.
That's messed up. He discrediting you, bro. But I'm
Yeah, I
Johnny.
know, man.
Next time Sunday, I'm gonna be there. This past Sunday, my phone died on y'all. If you notice, I tried to join back in, but
Yeah.
Rel handles this not really as much as Spaces. So when I got back in, I couldn't talk, and I didn't have permission to talk, and I couldn't tell him because I have issues with too much of my phone technology and all. So I had to get off at that point. But I'll be back on this Sunday. Trust me, I have everything set up.
Johnny B said the TSJ disrespect on Twitter has been disgusting. The recency bias is crazy. They forgot when JB was unplayable and the unicorn was a statue. Tim averaged 17 the whole. Averaged 17 points per game the whole being guarded by Kawhi mostly. Yeah, but
Mm,
if you want to talk about recency bias, what did he do this past season though, Johnny?
I disagree
I
with
think that's where everybody's kind of going to because last year was before this season that just passed. So everybody's talking about this season. Like, what did he do? Like, we were expecting him to take because he was a candidate for sixth man of the year the prior
yeah.
season, and this season was just like, so when are we gonna get you? When you gonna catch that hot streak that we normally see you catch? And he didn't do that.
Yeah, I
So
agree
I
with
think that's
both of
what
you.
everybody's kind of talking about.
I agree with both of you. Um, I agree with Rel is what he said as far as Tim Hardaway having not the greatest season last year. We expected him, like you said, to be like in the six-man conversation and have a he. I think we were talking during the season a lot, saying that he never really got hot. We were expecting the hot streaks of the up and down. He was never getting this
You
hot
came
streaks
on the
like.
show a few times and said that, like, bro. I kept asking you, bro, we gonna get this hot Tim Hardaway that we used to get all the time, man. When is he gonna show up?
But Johnny B, I am intrigued by him this year. I want to see what he does, and if he can come and have a hot streak. Maybe I told Ro before, maybe because he was cold last year, he may be hot this whole year and have a special Tim Hardaway Jr. But there's one thing I do disagree with you, Johnny B, about Kawhi was not guarding him mostly. He was getting a bunch of his open shots because Kawhi was guarding your boy the Unicorn, who was standing there like a statue. That was one of the reasons why your boy RC Rick Carlisle thought he could play Cape. Well, sorry, I'm gonna say his name. Street clothes that way. He thought he would take Kawhi out the game as far as being able to not guard Luka or whatever. So
Right.
I don't think it was Kawhi defending him. If Kawhi was defending him, he probably wouldn't have as good of a playoffs as he did have. So, but I'd love to see what he does this year, though, Johnny B.
Yeah. Let's see. Johnny B says, I really want to see Theo get some actual minutes. I think he's better than what people think. Probably pass on
Not
that with Johnny.
not over anybody else we got, Johnny B.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him over anybody else. Steve said, bring JJ Bray out of retirement. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
They'll stay retired, man. I think JJ, man, about what, 37, 38 now? I think he up there now.
Yeah, he should be close to 40, but he should be a coach.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, you can be a coach. That's
Yeah,
fine.
bring him in as a coach.
Johnny says, I'm not scared of Golden State. I think we can run it back with this team. We could beat them. We just made mistakes that series, especially game 2 and 3. We should have won those both, especially game 2. We should have won
Two,
that.
two.
That's the one that kind of I still contest. Like if we had just tied it up 2-2, man, but then we can kind of see where things could
Yeah,
have went.
it'd went 6-7. We'd have won game two.
Yeah. Jeffrey said, "What are the chances Hardy gets any minutes?" I think having Green on the team, he probably won't see much. I think he would be better with a no, what do you say? Oh, better with a better point guard around him. No, I agree, Jeffrey. I don't think it's this year. I don't think it's this year. Like I said before on previous shows, I think he's still kind of raw. Like he needs a lot of work. So don't be surprised if y'all see him kind of go dip down into the G League a few times, man, and kind of get his game work.
Yeah,
Um, because the Mavericks and the G League team work well together as far as like they try to implement their system in the G League, so that way he kind of still gets a feel of the system while also trying to work on his game while he's down there. Because it's not going to do him any good just sitting on the bench. So you want him to get some playing and some exposure and stuff like that. So probably the best thing to do for him is to kind of dip down into the G League every so often, man, and kind of get that. Because Josh Green did that, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all see he played a little bit in the playoffs. So just kind of something like that, man, to kind of get his exposure and try to get him some reps and all that stuff, man, in actual games. Gonna probably be the best thing for him because I don't
yeah,
really see him being a major contributor like that, man.
yeah. I think the best thing for Jaden Hardy would be if Josh Green struggled this year again. I don't think he's going to struggle this year. I think Josh Green is going to have a big turnaround year this year. I'm hoping at least. But that would be the best thing for Jaden Hardy if he got the opportunity. I think that's really more insurance for, like we said, for Josh Green. I think, like you said, Rel, when it first happened, you felt like Jaden Hardy was really insurance for Josh Green to get him pushed right and to get him to that step now because it's now what his third year or fourth year. This is third year, right?
Oh wait,
This is
yeah,
Josh
third
Green's
year.
third year. So yeah, it's about time for him to start showing what type of NBA player he is. So I think that's the Jaden Hardy. I'm not expecting much. I said, as you said, Ralph, from Jaden Hardy. I think in the years to come he'll be someone. But I think a lot in the G League. I think he's going to be dominant in the G League this year. Actually,
Johnny B says, "You did great, real. The spaces we had was great. Yeah, man,
don't pump his
it
head up.
was.
Don't pump his head up, Johnny.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just you know how I do, man. You know how I do." Johnny said Tim had a lackluster season before the injury, but still managed to average 14. But JB had y'all crying y'all eyes out after leaving, following his MVP caliber season averages.
And guess what? Hold up. And guess what, Ralph? I'm about to shut that
Oh
down
man,
real
yeah.
quick. What
We already had this talk, Johnny. But go ahead, man. Go ahead, King. I
what
had this
year?
talk with him already. Go ahead.
What year was that last year for Tim Hardaway? By the way, what year
You
was
said
that?
what year?
Yeah, what year is that? Like in his
What?
career,
Tim is 30 now.
Tim is like
He been in the league
30s.
what 8? Yeah, 8, 9 years now.
And what year was that for JB?
Oh, this would be his fourth
That was
season
his
now.
fourth season. Okay, so he had 16 in a season, which was basically what you're saying about Tim Hardaway having that, and JB had 21 in the playoffs in his fourth season, and Tim Hardaway Jr. had 17 with his best playoffs in his like 10th season or whatever, ninth season. Yeah, man. Come on, Johnny B. Stop disrespecting.
Hey, I said all this too.
I
I
don't
said
disrespect.
also,
Go ahead. I
you
was
see
just
that
saying.
split that he got right there for JB? You see the
Mm-hmm.
split? Do you see a split for Tim? For Tim?
It's not gonna be that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's not that.
We already had to talk already.
Even with the 17, it wasn't 4 and 5. Most definitely.
Exactly. I'm gonna say it's what would Pat Bell cost? I don't know because I think Pat Bell's only getting paid 8 million. Like this,
Yeah,
like it's his contract year. He's only making 8 million.
he's the veteran.
So
He's gonna be the veteran's minimum. If he gets bought
pretty
out,
much,
I think he's the veteran's minimum basically.
yeah. I think for him it's going to depend on who he thinking he can win with.
Yep, he's
You
gonna
know what
go
I'm
play
saying?
for a championship. He's one of those players at this point.
Stephen said, "What's stopping Dallas from playing their draft picks as a third ball handler?" Like we said, wait, he said draft pick. Oh, but he's not ready, Stephen. He's not ready, man.
Not yet.
If you saw the summer league, the dude's not ready. He got a lot to work on this summer, man. Oh, I should I say this season. Not to say like King said, not to say he won't get there. It's gonna take time. We got to remember this kid was a second round pick, man. Like he's not ready to be thrown out there right now. As far like, do you really trust him to be your third ball handler? You trust him to be in the same vein as what Spencer Dinwiddie and what Jalen Brunson did last year? No, no. Like he needs a lot of work. And when we talk about ball handler, we also talk about a guy who can facilitate.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're not asking you to be Luka, we're not asking you to be Trey Young, we're not asking nothing like that. But you got to have the capability of facilitating when things break down. And his one weakness coming in is that he's not great at facilitating. So that's one thing he definitely has to work on, man. If you're talking about being a primary ball handler, so no, I don't think he could be the third ball handler, man. That's why you hear a lot of people talking about we need another ball handler with him on the team right now. So yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm looking ahead at Johnny B.
What Johnny said now, man. He said, "I hope my friends and family believe me like King believed Josh Green." Oh man.
Remember Johnny B. Believed in Jalen Brunson as well. You see what happened with that one?
Got that man paid. Coy says, I have thoughts. I have thought of it a lot, and Frank's defense and playmaking is going to take a big step this year. I hope so, Coy. Unless they trade him, but yeah, I hope so. So I believe I see us in a 3 or 4 seed, as if we make a good move, like Bev, maybe even better than that. Yeah. We said the same thing, Coy. Definitely said the same thing. Like it's not like a super duper splashy move, but it's a very intelligent move, and it fills couple holes. So defense and each another ball handler. Maybe getting him too can probably like I said, put Spencer on the bench. I mean, but I doubt it though. I think Kid wants to see Spencer in the start lineup. Johnny says Tim in his 4th season averaged 14, 3 and 2. What? He averaged 14 and a half, 3 and 2. Oh my god.
So
Those gaudy numbers.
JB still wasn't much better. JB what 5 inches shorter than Tim Hardaway, getting 2 more rebounds.
And hold on, King. Wasn't that on a bad New York team too?
2 more rebounds, 2 more assists, which means that he either getting the 2 or 3, either one of those times. So that's either accounting for 4 more points or 5 more points or 6 more points. It could be actually Johnny B. And he scored 1.5 points more, and he's getting 2 more rebounds than him, and he's 5 inches shorter than him. Yeah, one of them is more valuable.
I think that was on a bad New York team. So you tell me you couldn't get better numbers than that on a bad team, Johnny?
One of them got an $80 million contract and is looking at it might be a bad contract, and one of them just signed a $120 million contract. Or $100 million contract, I'm sorry.
Jeffrey says if Nico pulls off a trade of Bertans without giving up any first, someone needs to make a shirt saying Nico we true. Well, hey, we're working on that.
We might be working on that.
We might be doing that for real. Yeah, like you said, he pulled that off, man. You is Jesus now. I ain't never questioning Nico if he do something like that. And then and if he do that without having to give up, or ready to take anything back in return, like say the other team don't want to dump or whatever. Like say they were able to get him off with him and a second round pick or something, and you just got a guy you can cut or something. Yeah, Nico be the man, because that one move, man, can dip us back under the salary cap too. So. Johnny B says Frank over Josh and Hardy.
No,
Frank. I'd like to see about Josh, but yeah, Hardy not ready right now. So yeah, I say that
Frank should be further along at this point in his career, or further along. So right now, Frank is like if Josh and Frank, if I compared them together, Frank is more like a guy that's been in college for longer, if that makes sense.
Right.
And Frank, I feel like Josh is a guy that has more potential as far as more skill and more just raw ability. But Frank right now has been in college longer, so when the playoffs came around and all, you had him as far as a guy that could hold the ball for a second and all and help you out better than what Josh Green could do. But I still feel like Josh Green would be better by the end of his career.
And Johnny B said Tim was on the Hawks in his 4th seat. And yeah, oh, hold on. That don't mean anything either, Johnny, because the Hawks weren't good either around that time. So either way he go, he was on a bad team.
They didn't even have nobody that was scoring 20.
They didn't have Trey Young and all them at that time, man. So,
well, maybe they might have ISO Joe at that point. ISO Joe might have been there.
No, I don't think Joe was on that team at the time.
He wasn't there, okay.
Let's see. Oh wait, Jared said. Let me see what he said. He says, he said Bertans owe another $49 million if you include his player option. No one wants that, and that's what we're saying, Joe. Like if he can find a way to move that, because nobody wanted KP's contract either. And we saw that got moved, and like chances are right now with Bertans, because people still saw potential. I don't know why people still saw potential in KP. It's just that with Bertans, I don't think they see that much of potential because he's a one-dimensional player. So you might have to attach some type of pick to his contract, which is what we've been kind of saying too. But if he can pull that off, man, if he find a way to pull that off, Nico will be, man, I don't even know what to say. Nico will be the greatest GM I've ever seen in my life.
Bro,
Pulling all these moves though.
I ain't gonna be I ain't gonna be too harsh on the guy. KP was nice, man. It is what it is. They saw potential in him because he was nice.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, I guess you didn't think he was nice. The KP was nice. Like there was a reason that everybody thought they'd be got running mates for the next 10 or so years. Because
no, I was joking, but yeah, that's why Washington picked him up. Everybody still see potential.
Nah,
like, now
his legs.
Whenever everybody, whenever you get that person, what's the thing they always say? Oh, I can.
Yeah.
Like with the Kyrie thing. Oh, if he get on my team, I can. You know what I'm saying? Okay, B, I can do this. Compared to everybody else. Oh man, Jeffrey said stop cussing.
Before you, I'm sorry, but before you did skip a Mount's question up early, we'll get back to it, Ro. But before the season starts right now.
Okay. Amount repost it. I didn't keep it. Repost the question again.
But who's the number 2 guy on Washington? Is there a clear cut?
That's a good question.
You
think KP will fall to 3 with Kuzma?
You think Kuzma being 2? You think Kuzma gonna be 3 or want to be a 3?
That's a great question. Because Kuzma really feel like he kind of took that step over there in Washington, like it was his team last year, and that's even with Bradley Beal coming back.
Street clothes do have an all-star game, but Kuz does have a ring.
If you had to call it, who's number 2?
I think right now it's probably Street Clothes, but I think potential-wise at this point, I think it's Kuz. I think Kuz has the potential to be better than Street Clothes can now. If Street Clothes
maybe he'll be better, bro, at 3. Because remember we were kind of talking about he wasn't really a 2, maybe he's a 3, and maybe we'll probably finally see what that looks like when he'll be in a 3.
He is. I told you he should have been. He should be your Kevin Love. That's at the point of his career right now. He should have been your Kevin Love on his team. The thing is, he was making too much money. He came in for the. No, it's not. It's not shots fired because I believe he could be a championship level player. He just has to be a Kevin Love. He can't be a number 2. He got to be number 3. If he'd have gave you the numbers, okay, if he'd have gave you what he gave to you as a number 3, would you have been worried about it? There you go.
Jeffrey says, King, stop cussing, man. I want to apologize for his language, y'all. Johnny says the Hawks made the playoffs that year with Millsap, Schroeder, King's favorite player, Bazemore, Dwight Howard, and that was the Dwight Howard year.
Yeah, I mean, hey, and you saying that you named all those guys without naming THJ, but right on my screen right now, I got you frozen playing with your chin here.
What, for real?
Yeah.
Am I moving?
No, you still frozen. It may not be on the screen. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say it's moving on mine.
I'm not sure. Hopefully,
Steven says has Sexton landed. No, he still hasn't.
There you go.
They kind of they feel like they're screwing him over, I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna be for the low. I told you that the Mavericks better be talking to him right now. Like they need to be the first people saying we give you the opportunity because he's going to be a guy that's going to play for it. He's going to have to play for it.
So the thing is, if he signs his qualifying, go ahead and sign the qualifying deal. When can we get him?
If he signs the qualifying deal, we'd have to wait.
December.
But I don't think he's going to sign the qualifying deal. I think he's going to go. So he was what pick was he? He was the 8th pick.
I want to say 8.
So I think about the qualifying off about the same amount, just about, or not too much more than the veterans minimum probably. So if he doesn't want to play for Cleveland anymore, you see what I'm saying? and he knows Cleveland doesn't want
But
to
the
give him
thing
an
is,
opportunity.
we can't really do a sign and trade while I'm
No,
asking
no,
you. Like
I'm
if he
saying
just signed
sign
the
him,
qualifying offer for the year,
sign for the minimum. He may sign for the minimum, is what I'm saying to you.
no, he don't have to sign it. But if the way restricted free agency works, if you don't sign that restricted deal, you end up signing a qualifying offer. Now I don't know how much a qualifying offer for him would be. It's like a certain portion or
That's what I'm
whatever. But
saying. I don't think it's that much. So what I'm saying is, I don't think he likes Cleveland enough where he's going to sign the qualifying offer. He may just not sign a deal and go sign with somebody else to get a better role, to
the
get a
only
bigger
way that he can
contract.
do that is if Cleveland renounces his
Yeah,
restriction.
I think Cleveland is going to renounce him. I don't think Cleveland wants him.
You don't think Cleveland gonna try to get something in return for him?
If
Which is why they're
nobody's
holding him hostage right now.
if nobody wants him, say at the end of the day, this whole thing keeps going out, and nobody wants him, and nobody does anything for him. They're going to have to do it eventually.
What's this? July.
Yep.
Training camp start when?
And August, ain't it? It was September.
No, it's in September. Yeah, September. Okay, yeah. So yeah, there you go. Jay says it's about 7.5. Okay, so yeah. I know it's a certain, like if you do the qualifying offer, I know it's a certain percentage.
That's what I'm saying. It's
and
not,
for him to be a unrestricted free agent, they're gonna have to renounce his restriction.
And it's not a huge qualifying offer. That's what I'm saying. It's not like you got a huge offer where you like, man, you gotta keep that money. If the Cleveland's saying if he can go somewhere else and get a bigger role, doing something to get himself more money the next year, I'm saying he may just go and sign a prove-it deal with somebody else. I don't think he wants to be in Cleveland either. Well, he just said I just signed the qualifying offer right by now.
I think they're still waiting to see if there's a chance he can do facilitate a trade before. I think that's like a last minute type of thing, a last like resort type thing.
Yep.
Because like you said, because he stayed in Cleveland. What's he gonna do there?
Nothing.
They already have their skills kind of established, and then they drafted some people.
Yep.
This year, you saw one of the guys they drafted was one of the guys we looked at. You know what I'm saying? So
Cleveland does not want him. They've said that last year. That he knew before this contract came up that he wasn't a part of this team. Before he even got hurt, he knew he wasn't a part of this
before he got hurt, yeah.
That's why I'm like, I think he might take like the vets minimum if you can get 1.5 or so to just say, I'm going to go prove it and have – it depends on if you want more of a role. So say he takes he takes the qualifying offer.
We better hope that we better hope that they renounce that restriction then.
That's what I'm saying. I hope that he just sits there and the Mavericks are talking to him in his ear and saying, hey, come prove it. Because if he says 7.5 to not have a role where I may not get a bigger contract at all, or take 1.5 but have a role where I may be able to get like another contract for like over $10 million a year the next year, like, do you not? Like he might take it.
I think that's what Tua Keenum can do with him. Mal says, how do we give the young players playing time versus coming out the gate hot? Now when you say young players amount, are we talking about what is Jalen Hardy? I know Josh Green is young, but he's now in part of the, somewhat part of the contributing rotation somewhat. So if you're talking about how we're gonna give him Jalen Hardy some playing time, like I said, I don't see it just being. I kind of see him dabbling in the G League just to kind of get some run to work on his game, because the only way he's going to get better and the only way he's going to work on his game is if he actually plays. And this team right now is pretty much in championship type of aspirations. No matter what we think about the roster and all that stuff, it's like once you make that step to the West Conference Finals, all bets are off, man. Like that's what your goal is to be, Western Conference or up. And so if that's the case, us trying to pencil in some time to groom him in while we're trying to do our thing, I just don't see that happening. So it's gonna take him some time. Like, you might see him out there during blowouts and stuff like that, or like I said, him getting some run in the G League or something like that. But as far as him being like just getting major minutes and stuff like that, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Not yet. I agree.
Johnny says Kuz is clearly the better player out of him, and dang, Johnny said, man, hey.
I agree, Johnny B, at this point.
Amount says Dwight Howard's career such lost potential. Dude just didn't have that killer instinct and just like the Superman moniker. And I don't even think it's that amount. It's just like I've talked about this before, man, with players. What make great players great is understanding that they need to add certain things to the game and they have to change. Dwight didn't change with the times. You saw big man starting to stretch out a little bit more. Dwight didn't really have a go-to move. All he tried to do was just try to, bully and bowl right through you to get his shots instead of having some type of post game or some type of post move. Like we could say we want about Shaq, but Shaq would, what's that saying? He say he'd jump hook you to death. He always had something to go back to if he couldn't get exactly to the rim. We talk about Jordan. Jordan was a high flyer, man, throughout his young days. But Jordan understood, like, yo, I'm playing the Celtics. I'm playing the Pistons. That constantly beat me up as I'm going to the hole. So I have to add some type of facet to my game. And that's how he ended up with the mid-range and the fadeaway. Dirk, same way. You needed something you wanted me to be in the post. Let me try to be effective in the post by having that one-legged fadeaway. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what great players do. LeBron's pretty much been in every era of basketball since being in the league for 20 years. And every time he as long as time is going on, he's added some to his game to the point he's shooting threes now. LeBron wasn't doing that at the beginning of his career. Like, he was shooting, but he wasn't like great at them. Now, you know what I'm saying? He's a very competent 3-point shooter now.
He's a good shooter. That's probably what it is.
Yeah. And so that's what Dwight Howard didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you probably seen him doing like little working on some stuff like during like warm up and stuff like that. But it's like, are you actually working on your game though to where you'll be relevant for another 5 to 10 years? You know what I'm saying? Like players like Embiid, their game is going to be relevant for another 5 to 10 years because they're able to adapt their game to today's game. That's not what Dwight Howard did. But like you said, Dwight Howard potential for like 8 or 9 years, he was considered like the second best player in the league behind LeBron. So and was very dominant, carried a Orlando team to the finals as the main guy. So still think he should have been top 75, but that's a story for another day.
It's simple, like you said, Rel. No post up, but just a face up player. That was always the Dwight Howard's issue. It was like you can't post. He just faced up and had to do a move. It was like he wasn't good enough at that. He wasn't like elite at doing that. So it was like, where's your post up? And he didn't have it.
Made a name for his defense.
Yeah, his defense was amazing though.
Of course, Sexton, my guy, he cooked at Bama, live in T-Town. He said, I wanted him so much. Man, I remember I watched that game that Sexton played at Alabama where it was like 3-on-5 because he had that little brawl and most of his team got ejected out the game. He was on like 3 of them. And he almost single-handedly beat that team by himself.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy, man. I remember that game. That's probably one of the wildest games I've ever seen in my life, man. 3 against 5. And he was out there cooking them by himself. That's what I knew. I was like, yeah, calling that dude, man. It's your boy. It was good, man. He said they offered him a solid deal at 3 for $40 million, but he said no. What's that a year, King?
It's less than 15. This was 12, 13, about a little over 13, 13.3.
Which is funny because that's what I heard that teams might be wanting to offer him.
Yeah, but he don't feel like that. This Colin Sexton is like a 20-point a game scorer for his career.
Yeah,
you know that
he averaged 20. His scoring average went up every year.
Yeah, and I know
except for this year because injuries and stuff.
He doesn't do a bunch of other stuff. I feel like so they trying to categorize him as like a guy that should be a 6-man, like what's his name, Lee Will type of player and all that, Jordan Clarkson. But I know him being such a young player and scoring 20 points a game for his career already is like, man, how am I not making at least $20 million a year?
Yeah, they lowball that dude. Jay said vet minimum is about 1.4. Yeah, it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's not too big of a difference for him to say, I'll go ahead and take it.
Johnny B, here we go. He said, don't kill me. He said, but I don't think Sexton is a good fit here. He's a ball hog and a shot chunker who really isn't a good facilitator. He can create for himself, though, but can't see where he fits in.
So he's saying kind of like Tim Hardaway Jr., but can't even create for himself that great. So he's saying
also averages more points.
So he's better at creating for himself than Tim Hardaway Jr. Does everything Tim Hardaway Jr. does, but then has an even better upside at creating for himself. That's what you're saying, Johnny B? Just making sure.
And he's a better scorer than Tim, Johnny.
That's what I'm just saying.
And he's younger.
He probably averages more assists and rebounds as well. And probably is a better defender. because Tim Hardaway Jr. is like one of the worst defenders in the NBA at 6'5".
Oh, he's a bad defender.
He's probably the worst. He's down there with Trae Young and all. He's towards that level.
Jesus. So Jeffrey said, "Would you rather have Sexton or Bev? Which would be a better fit?"
I go with
If
Bev.
you talk about talent wise, Sexton, but fit, I think Bev.
Bev, yep.
Because he's somebody who does not have to have the ball. Sexton does have to have the ball.
And I think with Bev on the team, it could naturally switch Dinwiddie back to the bench. I know a lot of folks don't want to hear us keep saying that, but I just feel like that's the best position for Spencer Dinwiddie to be
at. Jay says our best bet for Sexton is to offer Dwight Green and a second to get the salary of $14 a year to start.
Yeah, I'm give up Green.
Yeah.
You think we can give up Bertans for Sexton? You think Bertans Dwight in a second rounder?
The reason why I don't think Bertans, not just because of the contract, but excuse me, you already have a kind of a that position kind of filled with Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They did sign Lauri Markkanen.
Like if they didn't have Lauri, I would have said I could see that because they need another shooter.
And I'd have rather have
athletic, clean guys.
And I'd rather have Lauri right now than Bertans, man.
We talked about that last year, remember?
I know, bro. And people was calling us crazy. I know.
Hold on. Make sure. He said against Minnesota. Do you remember what he's talking about?
No, it's probably something I've said out loud. Maybe saying against the Navy.
I think that was it, man. That's it, King. Ooh, that's a quick one tonight.
Nice. I mean, I know we trying to get top. We trying to get content. I was watching short story real quick, watching TGK's new video that he brought out today, and he was on there making content about trying some pozole, like out the can, and giving content on that. So I was like, oh, TGK, man, it was an awesome video. And I'm like, the Mavs just aren't doing anything, so we just struggling for content. So I understand, but it was all good. It was a good video. Check it out, y'all, if y'all haven't already.
Yeah, please check out TGK. We got one more here. Johnny B says, so y'all want a team with 2 THJs?
No, THJ can't facilitate.
Let me read the rest.
Keep reading.
Just a shooter, just a shorter one with no facer.
No,
go ahead, King. I'm gonna let you take it, man. I'm gonna let you take
it. THJ can't facilitate. The thing is that if we get what's his name? Sexton over here instead of THJ, if he plays THJ's role that we already gonna get, but also can control the ball and pass it, then that's a win. So technically, I'd rather have Sexton than Tim Hardaway Jr. If Sexton is okay after his injury, what I'm saying.
Sexton's a dog, man.
Yeah, Sexton can get. He scores and he's efficient. It's not like he's inefficient. He's efficient at shooting at scoring. So he's better. You know what? Colin Sexton's better.
Hold on, I'm asking this question, King. Has Tim Hardaway ever averaged 23 in the season?
Never. I think the most he has is like 19 in the season. Yeah. That was with Atlanta, 19. I think, or whatever, one of those years.
Yeah, I think it was Atlanta.
But no, like I absolutely do not think so. I think, truthfully, you might be able to call and say Colin Sexton's better than Tim Hardaway Jr. That might be.
He's true. Younger too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might be true.
Okay, that's what it was. Corey, you're right. It was Minnesota. That's who it was. I remember now. Yeah, I remember that game, man. That was crazy, man. I was like, I've never seen that before because they were trying to figure out what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, Minnesota only got like 3 guys. I mean, Alabama only had 3 guys left. Minnesota had their 5. Well, Sexton's out there cooking. When I saw that game, I was like, yeah, that boy Sexton. Yeah. I watched him in high school, and to see him do that in college for Avery Johnson, bro, I was like,
right. Plus, he's one of those guys that likes proving people wrong too. And I like that he has like a chip on his shoulder, and I like that people are trying to like underplay his value and how good he actually is. So I think if he comes on another team, the next team he's going to actually show off. Like I've had
man, and what you just said, that's been his whole career. That's been his whole basketball life.
Yeah, like
in high school, he wasn't a top recruit until like his his senior year in high school. That's when he made a name for himself.
We say patterns, right? We talk about patterns on the show all the time. Patterns, and he's shown me a pattern that he's a dog. So why not?
They says if you want to swap Bertans in that trade, you are going to have to throw in a first or 2. Dang it, Jay. You hurt my feelings, man.
I'm not throwing in the first for Colin Sexton, Jay. I know that's why I
Man.
asked a crazy question about could
I
we
guess we
throw
keep
in
him
the
per times then.
second rounder, yeah. But either way, when he said Laurie Marketing, you're right. It's an end anyway. They're not going to take him.
Steve says was hold on. Oh, he says Sexton straight up for TJ. Psh, I would.
If Sexton didn't get injured, I'd do it.
I said it, Johnny.
If Sexton did not get injured, I'd do it right now. I can't. I still got to watch Sexton play, man. I'm not going to just say go ahead and he come off the injury and.
Bro, we had Johnny B on the ropes and you just let him off, man. Golly.
Nah.
Coy says was Herb at the Pels on that team?
It's my Herb Jones. Was he on that team?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he was, Coy. Now that you mention it. Wait, hold on. No. Because Herb Jones, this is like his second year, right?
I think so.
Sexton been in the league 4 years.
That's 4
so
years.
I don't think so, Coy. I don't think he was on that team. No, I don't think he was on that team. Because Sexton, that was 4 years ago, and then he did that.
How long was Herb Jones in college? Was he? If he was in college for 2 years?
Sexton did that his freshman year.
No, I know, but how long was Herb Jones in college? Is what I'm saying. Maybe. Oh yeah,
I think he was in college a year. Yeah, I think he was in college a year.
So it don't even matter. You're
right.
He
came afterwards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking maybe
it's kind of like that was on that team. I think that's who we thinking of.
But could that have been Herb's freshman year though? What I'm saying is, could it have been Herb's freshman year and then he played more years?
No. Because then that means he would have been a freshman for 2 years. This is second year. This is Sexton's fourth year. There's a 2 year gap.
I'm saying, could Herb have been there for more than 2 years? Like, could Herb? How long was Herb in college? Is what I'm asking. Do you know he was there just 1 year for sure?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I could say he was there for 3 years. If he was there for 3 years, then it could work.
I don't even know if Herb is older than him though.
I don't know.
Herb is older than him, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Where we at, bro? Johnny B, here we go.
Yeah.
He said, I do remember Sexton cooking Kyrie and some Kyrie. Yeah. He said in Brooklyn. Yeah. What he had at 40p. Yeah, I saw that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that game. I remember that one. He did cook him. That's why I said Sexton a dog, man. I've been watching that boy since high school. He a dog. Yeah. Okay, so he was year after that. Yeah. And I think I know who you are thinking of too, Corey, if you think you thought he was on that team. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, Herb was a year after that. I'm gonna say because
I see Gerard saying that THJ come up for injury too, but Gerard, that's not the. So I'm not worried about Tim Hardaway Jr.'s injury. He broke a bone. He'll be fine. Breaking a bone, you come back stronger. Yeah, as long as it's not a muscle or like a meniscus or nothing like that. A bone is fine. Listen, Paul George broke a bone, came out the skin and all that, and it can't like. Breaking bones is fine. It comes back stronger. I'm worried about muscle and ligaments.
Man, I don't want to talk about that game. Okay, Corey said, yeah, he was there. He said Herb was there for 2 years. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, man. That's going to probably do it for us, guys. We definitely appreciate y'all, man. It was a good, eventful show tonight, guys. We definitely appreciate it. Listen, if you guys are brand new to the channel, guys, do us a huge favor. King out here showing off. Guys, please hit that subscribe button, guys. We got a lot more coming your way. I know right now, y'all, it's quiet right now. I know. And I think I posed on our show page on Twitter. I asked like other content creators, are they having a hard time trying to come up with content? Like you said, TGK over here talking about hot sauce or whatever. I forgot what it was. I haven't seen that video yet. I need to hit him up too. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, guys, I know it's kind of getting a little dry. Everybody hoping and praying that some type of, trade or something, man, come down for this, man. But right now it's just quiet for everybody to the point that even ESPN and those guys I see the thumbnails all the time. They just coming up with just random stuff. What if KD wore number 5 for this team? It's like, bro, that's kind of stuff they're coming up with right now, man. They don't know what to do with themselves. But yeah, anyway. Hit that subscribe button, guys. If you guys are into Mav content, guys, we definitely got more content coming your way. So today is Tuesday. On Friday morning, guys, we will have another episode of We Talk Mavs at 10:30 a.m. Also, we do our Spaces show, Spaces combo on Twitter at Sundays at around 9:30 to 10. So guys can join us on there, guys. You see right there up on the king, you got We Talk Mavs on Twitter, all one word, and of course, you got We Talk _Mavs on Instagram. That's ran by our man in the chair, Daryl. Also, guys, if you're listening to us on the podcast streaming services, guys, if you see that donation option, man, if you guys are finding your heart to donate a little bit, that will be appreciated. Every little bit helps. It goes towards the channel, guys. We definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Anything I'm missing, King? Anything I'm missing?
Share, and more share. We
And
appreciate
also
all
like
the
this content too, guys. It'll help us out too.
Please.
Hold on, let me ask these last two, then we finna go, y'all. Johnny says, like y'all always say to me, if Sexton was good, why he's still a free agent? Teams usually sign good players, right? The Cavs don't want him. And the Cavs don't want him because he's not a good player. He's just not a good fit for them.
They got Darius Garland. Darius Garland better than him.
Exactly.
That's the reason why. And then he's coming off of injury as well. So it is what it is. I know you compare him to T.J. Warren, but T.J. Warren is much older. And nobody wanted him. It's just a situation with Sexton right now as far as the contract situation and all.
And T.J. Warren had that one good bubble year.
And he still wasn't better than Colin Sexton. Like, Colin Sexton still been better than him in his career.
And then last one here, Stephen says, is Frank not capable of facilitating? He is, but he's more of a role player than a facilitator. Like he fits more in a role. Like when we say facilitator, like Spencer Dinwiddie is a facilitator, but you want him to be more of a role because he's not very aggressive on offense either. Because you want your ball handler to create pressure on the defense, and it's not really what Frank does.
He's a ball handler. He can just dribble the ball. He's not really a facilitator. He's not.
Yeah.
That's what Frank is not really a facilitator. We watched the playoffs last year. I mean, was he getting a bunch of assists and all last year? No. Like, he isn't a facilitator. He's
up in corners and playing defense.
Yeah, and if he gets the ball, he can dribble the ball up the court a little bit and all be a guy. Like, you read that him dribbling the ball in like a dodo or so up the court. So he's that type of guy. He can handle the ball. That's why he plays point guard at times. But he's not really a facilitator. Not at all. If he was, he'd be Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, he really would. But yeah, that's gonna probably do it for us, guys. Listen, like we said, we'll be back here Friday morning at 10:30. Sunday on Spaces on Twitter at about 9:30 to 10 o'clock. So guys can join us on there. With all that being said, guys, it is your boy Real. And joining me is a man in a fresh, brand new, out the box G League Ignite Jalen Hardy jersey, which I'm kind of jealous now. I'm not gonna lie to you. My boy King. We will be back here, same map time, same map channel. We'll catch you guys here again very, very soon.
Yes, sir.